Hi everyone, and welcome back to Stamp with Anna. And today is Tuesday, December 26th, and I apologize for not posting yesterday as I normally would have on my Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, but it was Christmas and I decided to spend the day with my family and not schedule any posts for Christmas Day. So, excuse me, here I am Tuesday, but I will be right back on track with my Wednesday and Friday for this week. Excuse me. Today, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to redo this Easel calendar card that I made for my customers last year. I changed it up a little bit, and I thought that I would redo it for you. And I truly believe that we as crafters are always evolving. We don't, if you have a style, chances are next time you check your style will be different. And while these two cards are very much alike, they also are a little different, most notably in this extra layer here. If you know me, if you've been following me, I do like a lot of layers, and I especially like layers that will pop, add a little extra pop in a card. Now, while this is just lovely, the card front on the card base, I thought that the card front with a little pop of color would be would be a little nicer when I put it on the card front. So this is the one we're going to make. This is the one I made last year, and like I said, I do like it, but I changed it up just a tad for this year. And there, if you are one of my customers who will be receiving these, yours may not look exactly like this because I didn't have all of the same papers, but the concept will be the same. So what we need is a piece of, I used a sweet sugar plum. This is cardstock. It's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Then our matte, this is rich raspberry, is 4 by 5 1/4. And then my designer series paper, which comes from the Blooms and Bliss, which is retired, is 3 3/4 by 5. And then I have another piece of cardstock, and I used rich raspberry. This is 2 1/4 by 3, excuse me, 2 1/2 by 3 1/4. And then I have another piece of rich raspberry, which is 4 by 4, and I'll tell you what my score lines are once I get there. So the first thing we're going to do is we have our our card base, which is 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. So one side obviously is the front, and we are simply going to start our layering. So with my snail, I am going to attach the rich raspberry to my card front, as I normally would. And then I'm going to, with snail, again, attach my designer series paper to that. I'm going to center that up. And just like a regular card. Now, at this point, if you were giving this to someone and you wanted to put your stamp on it, this is where you would do that. See, I have mine created by, I had that stamp made, and I don't remember where I had it made. It was such a long time ago. But I use that on the backs of all my cards, and it does have the Stampin' Up! Copyright on it. So this is where I would stamp that, because if I don't do it now, later on, the card will not be a flat in order for me to stamp on it. Okay, so I'm all ready. Okay, and I'm going to put that aside. The next thing we're going to do is make our easel. And as you can see, it folds up in the middle like that, and that's really simple to make. So this is a 4 by 4 card, and what I'm going to do, and I've already done it, I'll just do it again with you, is I'm going to score 1/2 on each side. And the reason I do it that way is because it's easier, I find it easier to do it on this right side of the board as opposed to on the left side of the board when it's such a small score mark. So again, it's 1/2 on either side, and then once right in the middle, which is 2. Okay. And then I'm going to fold this. The middle fold is coming up, and these two ends are coming up. So if I hold it like this, it's a wonky W. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some snail. Snail is sturdy enough for this. So I'm going to put some snail on these two outside pieces here. And to attach that, I'm going to fold this over, center that between the two sides, and press. And then I'm going to hold this down and bring this top layer over. And that way, I know that it is perfect. Now, on last year's card, instead of using 4x4 like I just did, I did 4.5x4. And the difference is that the 4.5 was the exact length of my outside calendar holder. And that, in this case, it worked beautifully. But if, you know, I was cutting a whole lot, and if you're cutting a lot, you might get one that's a little longer, ends up being a little longer than you need. So rather than take that chance and then have it stick out, I decided to change the design a little and go 4x4. And also on this one, the color is this, the color of the stand is the same as the base. And on this one, I changed it up a little. I have the outside is sweet sugar plum, and the little easel part is rich raspberry. And I thought that added a nice contrast to it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attach our calendar. Now, I got these calendars online at a place called Taylor Expressions. They're very inexpensive. It's a package of 10 for $3. So they're 30 cents a piece, which I think is a good deal. They are tear off at the top, and they are attached to this piece of cardboard. Now, while I think snail would be sturdy enough to attach that, I'm going to use tear tape just so that I know for sure that it's going to stay secure. You know, sometimes if you have something that's hanging like this with weight on the top, it might end up just tugging at it. I didn't want to take that chance, so that's why I'm going to use tear tape. Just peel that away. And I'm going to center that on this piece of rich raspberry. Like I said, it's cut at 2.5 by 3.25. Just center that nice right there. And now I'm going to attach this here. Again, I think fast fuse or snail would be sufficient. Definitely the fast fuse. But I have my tear tape here, so I'm going to use tear tape. And again, peel that off. Oh, come on now. There we go. I'm going to center that towards the bottom here. Then I have a piece of coordinating ribbon. And in this case, I have, this is retired, of course, you know me. And it is rich raspberry, and it was taffeta ribbon. So I'm going to attach this here and just make a knot. Oh, I was making a bow there. I'm just going to make a knot. Well, maybe I will make a bow. I don't know if I have enough ribbon, so we'll see how that works out. Oh, I do have enough ribbon. All right. So I'm going to trim my tails. Give them a nice angle. And there we have it. All done. How quick and easy was that? This is the other version that I made. So some of my customers will be getting this one. And this ribbon here is the Sweet Sugar Plum Ruched ribbon. And I've done them in a couple different colors. So if you're receiving one, you may not get one of these exactly. You might get something different. So if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like to receive a copy of the soon-to-be live Occasions catalog, as well as a Celebration catalog and a brochure about the new Stampin' blends, certainly contact me and I will be happy to get that out to you. And if you do request a catalog between now and the end of January, I will include one of these Easel desk calendars while supplies last. I do have a little surplus handy, and I will be glad to share those with you if you request a catalog between now and January 31st. If you wait until January 31st to request your catalog, chances are I'll be out, but I do have some that I'll be glad to send along. And you can certainly contact me through my blog, www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com, through my Facebook page by clicking on the tab to the left, or from my YouTube channel. Up on the banner there, you'll see an icon that has 1, 2, 3. And you click on that, and that will take you right to a contact form. So if you have any questions at all about this project or any of the products that I used, certainly contact me and I'll be glad to help you out. Thanks so much, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another project.